Remembering the CharmBracelet Era. Charmbracelet is one of Mariah's most underrated albums, and one that I've always had special appreciation for. I love the songs, I love the live performances, I love the fashion, and I love the entire visual aesthetic of this era. There's something incredibly warm, elegant, and intimate about this era that makes it stand out from the rest of her discography. So in today's video, we're taking a trip back to the CharmBracelet era. We'll look at the making of the album, its musical style, every single and its star performance, the unforgettable music videos, the iconic fashions and visuals, and the Charmbracelet World Tour that marked Mariah's return to the stage. Whether you're a longtime lamb or discovering this era for the first time, I hope this video gives Charmbracelet the appreciation it truly deserves. So let's go back to 2002 and relive one of Mariah Carey's most beautiful and most underrated eras. A New Beginning. After the commercial disappointment of Glitter in 2001 and her departure from Virgin Records, many people believed Mariah's career was over. But in May 2002, she signed a new recording contract with Island Records. With a fresh start, Mariah began working on what would become Charmbracelet. The recording sessions took place throughout 2002, primarily in New York and Atlanta. For the production of the album, she worked with some of her longtime collaborators and some of the biggest producers in R&B and hip-hop, including Jermaine Dupri, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Just Blaze, and Damiza. The album also featured guest appearances from Jay-Z, Cameron, Joe, Kelly Price, and Freeway. Mariah later described the album as a reflection of everything she had ever experienced over the previous 2 years. The sound of Charmbracelet. One of the reasons Charmbracelet stands out in Mariah's discography is its unique sound. Rather than chasing the pop trends of the early 2000s, Mariah created an album that feels warm, understated, and deeply personal. The album blends several genres: contemporary R&B, soul, pop, hip-hop soul, gospel, jazz, and soft rock. Songs like The One, You Got Me, and Lullaby feature some smooth R&B grooves and hip-hop inspired production. My Saving Grace and Through the Rain incorporate gospel influences with uplifting lyrics and layered harmonies. Subtle Invitation explores jazz, featuring live instrumentation and sophisticated chord progressions. Meanwhile, Bringing on the Heartbreak transforms Def Leppard's rock classic into an emotional piano ballad. Vocally, Mariah took a different approach. Instead of relying on the powerful belts that defined much of the 1990s, she embraced a softer, prettier vocal style, using whisper vocals, rich harmonies, and emotional phrasing to create one of the most intimate albums of her career. Album release. Charmbracelet was released on December 3, 2002. The album debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200, selling 241,000 copies during its first week. Although it didn't reach the commercial heights of Mariah's earlier albums, it eventually received platinum certification in the United States and performed well in Japan and several European countries. Today, many fans consider it one of the most underrated albums of her catalog. The singles. The Charmbracelet album had 3 official singles. The lead single was the inspirational ballad Through the Rain, released in September 26, 2002. Written during one of the most difficult periods of Mariah's life, the song became an anthem of resilience and hope. Although it only reached number 81 on the Billboard Hot 100, it performed much better internationally, reaching the top 10 in countries like Spain and Italy. The music video tells the story of 2 young lovers inspired by her parents, overcoming family disapproval, while Mariah performs the song in a rain-soaked setting that reinforces its message of perseverance. Today it remains one of her most beloved inspirational songs. The second single was Boy I Need You, featuring Cameron. It was released on March 31, 2003. The song samples Cameron's hit "Oh Boy", and it combines hip-hop and smooth R&B production. The single peaked at number 17 on the Hot R&B Hip-Hop Songs chart. Its futuristic music video, filmed in Japan, channels Y2K aesthetic and is one of the most creative and fun videos Mariah has ever made. Bringing on the Heartbreak. For the album's third and final single, released in October 7, 2003, Mariah chose an unexpected cover of Def Leppard's Bringing on the Heartbreak. She completely reinvented the rock classic, turning it into a dramatic piano ballad filled with soaring vocals. Although it did not chart on the Billboard Hot 100, many critics praised Mariah's vocal performance and emotional interpretation. The Charmbracelet World Tour. To promote the album, Mariah embarked on the Charmbracelet World Tour, an intimate evening with Mariah Carey. It was her first world tour since the Rainbow World Tour, and at the time the longest tour of her career. Instead of performing in large arenas, Mariah intentionally chose theaters and smaller venues to create a more intimate atmosphere with her audience. The tour began on June 21, 2003, in Seoul, South Korea. From there, Mariah performed throughout Asia, then in North America, starting on July 26, 2003. And finally, in October 2003, she moved to Europe. Many of these concerts marked her first performances in those countries. The final international shows took place in Shanghai, China, and Manila, Philippines, before Mariah returned to the United States for the final concerts in December 2003. In total, the tour included more than 60 performances across Asia, North America, Europe, and additional dates in China and the Philippines. Why the era matters. Commercially, Charmbracelet wasn't a massive comeback that many expected, but it was something even more important. The album allowed Mariah to reconnect with her fans, regain her confidence as a performer, and remind the music industry that she was still one of the greatest vocalists of her generation. It also included a more intimate side of Mariah, both musically and emotionally. It was the bridge between Mariah's most difficult chapter and one of the greatest comebacks in music history. Without Charmbracelet, there may never have been the emancipation of Mimi. Before we wrap things up, I'd like to share a few of my favorite tracks from the album, songs that, in my opinion, perfectly capture the beauty of this underrated era: Lullaby, Subtle Invitation, Yours, Clown, The One, You Had Your Chance, Irresistible West Side Connection, and Through the Rain. If you enjoyed this dive into one of Mariah Carey's most underrated eras, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more Mariah content, and let me know in the comments. What's your favorite song from Charmbracelet?